Hey, welcome back, and in this video we're gonna touch how to come up with great ideas. And in particular we're gonna use a technique by James Webb Young in his really small but mighty book of just 48 pages on producing the ideas. As always, pick up the book. I'm gonna give you key takeaways where you can actually take it out and start applying, or at least thinking about it, of how you can apply into your UX process, especially the ideation process. The book highlights 3 key principles. Number 1 is actually Pareto, famous for his definition of a Pareto efficiency principle of 80-20. He's stating that all the new ideas, doesn't matter what it is, all the innovative ideas are just the combination of the old elements from old ideas. Number 2, to come up with new ideas, you need to be able to grab all the cultural bits, all the experience bits you have so far, or the things you are exposed, and connect the dots. And number 3 principle is the habit of mind to look for those relationships and to constantly be ideating and connecting the dots between the old things and taking it into improvements. And that's by far the most important bit in solving problems and coming up with new innovative ideas. Now, coming into the steps and actually how you would take from A to Z, from nothing to an idea which lasts and which is actually powerful, we have 5 steps. In step number 1, you would gather all your materials. So imagine that you are actually ideating with other people. Here's where, let's say, you would have some sort of problem framing. You would know all the different touch points that you just go through. Maybe it's research, maybe it's emerging technology inspiration board. So just gathering as much raw material as possible without solving any problems. These are just kind of like a pool of different ideas, of different old things, quote unquote, because they're just not in the place right now. Anything which you can get inspired on, just kind of getting like a big landscape overview of what's there. In number 2, you would take those raw materials and try to combine them like jigsaw puzzles, meaning you see the relationship where things connect, let's say. This is not yet ideating on an actual solution, but let's say if your user research pain point A is that users find it inefficient and really cumbersome to solve some sort of issue, maybe something you found on emerging tech about, the new system, the new enterprise system, which does it really quickly and it doesn't require any user interaction, could be those 2 pieces going together and kind of combining into a set, into old things coming into a new bit and forming a new idea, a new way of doing it. And then we jump into number 3. When you have all those raw materials put into different sets, into tiny jigsaw puzzles where you combine different things together into new things, you kind of need to drop all of it out of your mind. And you would come up with a set of ideas, a set of new things to do, but it would be too much to do. So you could either go prioritize it right away, or you could wait a little bit. And this book recommends you to wait in that 3rd step and just totally forget for now and kind of sleep on it. And number 4 is where, let's say, you would literally maybe spend, a few hours incubating or just forgetting about it for the night, and then regrouping in the morning with a team and then waiting for something new type of things to come out. Chances are whatever you thought already in the number 3 step, where you had different new things coming out and new ideas coming out, is still gonna stand. But perhaps that waiting period is where you can come up with something totally new, totally different. Maybe, sleeping overnight and resting and focusing on something totally net is gonna give you more creative juice to actually come up with new ideas. And this book is actually hoping on that, and is based on that you need to separate yourself from all the ideas you come up in a session, take a break, and try to come up with something new. If you don't, pick up something you already come up, maybe that idea was already grand and worthy. Naturally, there should be a eureka moment, or maybe delayed eureka moment on things you already came up before, a new idea. And then it would take you number 5, which is the final stage. And when you have that eureka moment or delayed eureka moment, you would pick one idea, or let's say a set of ideas, or maybe a set of features which you ideated on, in your UX process, and you would openly discuss it. You still need to go and follow up with a workshop, with ideation bit, or a session where you get more information, where you can actually prioritize it by, let's say, complexity. What value does it provide to user? What value does it provide to business? But that's kind of like a really simple approach to ideation, which I use myself, and I recommend, let's say, my junior and peer designers use as well, because, you know, in just 5 steps you can put in place a framework, and all you have to really do is, let's say, if you have 5 workshops you're planning to do to ideate on something and come up with a new idea, maybe it's a design sprint, you just put it into those brackets. So maybe part of half of the first session is, you know, inspiration board and stimulus session, where you have a printouts of other solutions and competition. And when you pick out different things, then reports on emerging tech, lightning talks, combine with all information into a second session where we, you know, put the links together where the dots match. Then you report on those things, maybe have an open discussion, maybe even have a break for half a day, maybe overnight, and then regroup next morning to continue ideating, hoping for that eureka moment where you can have a follow-up, maybe something new came out, and I can guarantee that something new will come out. You can't make people ideate on the spot because it's way too much pressure, it's way too stressful. But if you allow them enough breathing space, they can come up with amazing ideas, and they can inform and help you out as a designer, as a UX designer, as a facilitator, to form it better. And then you can continue with other different tasks and other different workshops. But this kind of forms a framework. And as per usual, I recommend you to pick up this book. It's really good. You know, change your way of work and change your way of approach, coming up with new ideas, and the whole concept of innovation and what it really is, because all it is really just combining the old fragments, old bits, which don't really at a surface level fit together, but if you fit them together in a meaningful way, you come up with innovative bits. So I hope this video was useful. As per usual, give a like, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment down below if you come up with ideas in any different way, but I can guarantee it's still in the same exact incubation method as this book describes, maybe in just different slightly steps, or you're focusing on different bits. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.